Good morning, my dear students. Today, in geography, we are going to start a new chapter, that is natural vegetation and wildlife. Children, you have observed the type of trees, bushes, grasses, and birds in the field and parks in and around your school. Are they similar or there are variation? Children, India being a vast country, you can imagine the types of bioforms available throughout the country. Natural vegetation and wildlife are the basis of prosperity of any particular nation. This is an important component of the natural environment of our country. Natural vegetation and wildlife has been in abundance in India, but due to their insensible exploitation, nowadays their destruction is on rise. To maintain human civilization, it is absolutely important to protect natural vegetation and wildlife. Today, in this chapter, we are going to study about the introduction of wildlife and natural vegetation in our country, then the factors of biodiversity and the importance of forest, ecosystem, etc. Now, what is biodiversity? Children, the wide range of plants and animal species found in a geographical area as a whole is referred as a biodiversity. Our country is one of the 12 mega biodiversity country of the world. Children, our country, India, is one of the 12 mega biodiversity country of the world with about 47,000 plant species. India occupies 10th place in the world and 4th in Asia in plant diversity. There are about 15,000 flowering plants in India, which accounts for 6% of the world total number of flowering plants. The country has many non-flowering plants such as ferns, algae and fungi. India has approximately 89,000 species of animal as well as a rich variety of fish in its fresh and marine water. Now children, what is virgin vegetation? Natural vegetation refers to a plant community or a plant community which has grown naturally without human aid and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time is called virgin vegetation. Thus, cultivated crops and fruits, orchards form part of vegetation, but not the natural vegetation. Once again, just see these terms. Natural vegetation, it refers to a plant community which has grown naturally without human aid and has been left undisturbed by humans for a long time. Children, the virgin vegetation which are purely Indians are known as endemic or indigenous species, but those which have come from outside India are termed as exotic plants. Now, what is flora and fauna? Flora, it denotes the plants of a particular region or a period. And fauna, it denotes the animal of particular region or a period. Now children, let's see the factors responsible for the biodiversity in our country. First one, relief. In relief, the first point is land. Land affects the natural vegetation directly and indirectly. Children, do you expect the same type of vegetation in mountainous, plateaus, plain area or in dry and wet regions? No. The nature of the land influences the type of vegetation. The fertile level is generally devoted to agriculture. The undulating and rough terrains are areas where grasslands and woodlands develop and give shelter to a variety of wildlife. Then the second one, soil. The soil also vary up over a space. Different types of soil provides basis for different types of vegetation. For example, the sandy soil of the desert supports cactus and the thorny bushes, while wet, marshy, deltic soil supports the mangroves and deltic vegetations. The hill slopes with some depth of soil have conical trees. Then climate. In climate, first factor is temperature. The character and the extent of vegetation are mainly determined by temperature along with the humidity in the air, precipitation and soil. On the slopes of Himalayas and the hills of peninsula above the height of 1915 meters, the fall in the temperature affects the type of vegetation and its growth and changes it from tropical to subtropical temperate and alpine vegetation. Now the next one is photoperiod or sunlight. Children, the variation in the duration of sunlight at different places is due to the difference in latitude, altitude, season and duration of the day. Due to the longer duration of sunlight, trees grows faster in summer. And the next one is precipitation. In India, almost the entire rainfall is brought in by advancing southwest monsoon, that is from June to September, and retreating northeast monsoon. Area of heavy rainfall have more dense vegetation as compared to the areas of less rainfall. Now let's see how forests are useful to us. First, forest products. Children, forest provides us timber, fuel wood, hardwood, bamboos, etc. These also provide us useful raw material for making paper. There are many industries which are dependent on forest products. Then natural environment. Forest provides a natural environment for wildlife, which is one of the biggest assets for India. Then ecological balance. Forest provides an ecological balance which is vital for the sustenance of all form of lives, whether it is human beings, animals or plants. Then livelihood. Forest provides livelihood to many forest communities and the tribes. It maintains the fertility of soil. Forests add large quantities of leaves, twigs and branches which after decomposition forms humus. The humus increases the fertility of soil and hence increases the crop production. And soil erosion. Children, we know that root of the plants have the ability to hold soil. So, forest helps in prevention of soil erosion. Once again, children, let's see the importance of forest. They are renewable resources. They play a major role in enhancing the quality of environment, modify the local climate, controls the soil erosion, regulate the stream flow, supports a variety of industries, provide livelihood for many communities, offer panoramic or scenic view for recreation, controls wind force and temperature and cause rainfall, provides humus to the soil, and provides shelter to the wildlife. Children, India's natural vegetation has undergone many changes due to several factors such as growing demand for cultivated land, development of industries and mining, urbanization, and overgrazing of pastures. The vegetation cover of India in a large parts is no more natural in the real sense, except in some inaccessible regions like Himalayas and the hilly region of central India and the Marusthali. The vegetation of most of the areas has been modified at some places or replaced or degraded by the human occupancy. Now, what is an ecosystem? Plants occur in distinct group of communities in area having similar climatic conditions. The nature of the plants in an area to a large extent determines the animal life in that area. When the vegetation is altered, the animal life also changes. All the plants and animals in an area are interdependent and interrelated to each other in their physical environment, thus forming an ecosystem. Human beings are also an integral part of ecosystem. Children, then how do the human being influence the ecology of the region? They utilize the vegetation and wildlife, but the greed of human being leads to overutilization of these resources. They cut the trees and kill the animals, creating ecological imbalance. As a result, some of the plants and animals have reached to the verge of extinction. Now, what are biomes? What is the basis of their grouping? Children, a large ecosystem on land having distinct type of vegetation and animal life is called a biome. Biomes include both the flora and the fauna, but it is mainly the plant formation which are used as the basis for their grouping. The grouping is listed in order of the availability of soil, water, and heat. The world can be divided into different biomes as forest, savanna, grasslands, deserts, tundra, etc. Children, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.